Oops. Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Volume working, ready to roll. So this is day 2 of moving my character William Pilgrim out to low sec. Sorry about that. Did a little bit of scouting, and I think I found a semi-decent area to maybe try for the first time. And I'll go over that here in a second. One thing I wanted to do was just jump in and start playing. I got two really good comments yesterday on the YouTube video, plus a mail in-game that I thought I'd go over too in between flying around stuff, but like to start actually getting and doing stuff first. So first thing I wanted to do is show you I'm in the system of Sirkur. Sirkur? Sirkur. It's one of my favorite things is trying to pronounce all these names in here. It's down here. Sirkur. In the system, the area of Metropolis. Um, I actually haven't spent a whole lot of time in Metropolis. I've done a lot in Molten Heath, in Himitar, but not a whole lot in Metropolis, so this will be somewhat interesting. What I'm going to do right now is undock. Now, there is nobody in system. That's very important, but I'm going to do this with a specific purpose. Number one is safety. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an undock uh, jump point, so that whenever you undock, you can, if somebody is out there trying to kill you, um, you can um, actually warp faster. Um, so by that being, let's say you undock and somebody's out there wanting to kill you, if you set a warp spot off the gate, a safe spot off of the station over 100 kilometers away, um, you can warp almost instantly to that spot as long as you don't move your ship. Notice I didn't actually direct myself in any direction. I let myself go straight, and I just hit my micro warp drive. And all I'm doing here is trying to increase my distance from the station. A lot of guys know how to do this, but this is one of the first things I like to do. Why am I doing this here? Because this might not be the station that I put all my stuff at, but it will be a station that I maybe dock up at times if I live in this general area. So if I do this, it makes it a little bit safer. Now, all I'm doing here is looking for a spot now. It can be anything over 100 kilometers. I usually go for 150 to 1,000, especially if I've got nobody in system. I'll just let this puppy run out for a little while, and then I'll just create a save spot. Um, if you've never used it before, this is one of my favorite things to do is I have my locations, um, a window always set up here, especially in low sec and null sec, that I can quickly go to my save spots that I have. You can do that by, I think it's Control L? Maybe I'm wrong. It's a hotkey. I thought it was L. Well, let's find out. We go into hotkeys, shortcuts, and then I think it's in navigation, and then save location. I always use save location a lot. Location. La, 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 la. Accelerate. Oh, geez, where are you there? Where are you there? Save location. Select next target. The only thing that worries me here is I am in. Let's get our cloak on here. I'm going to turn my micro warp drive off. There we go. So we'll just keep going. Uh, yeah, see, now nobody can target me. Um, broadcast warp 2, decelerate, save location, target sensor. Probably looking right over here, tactical overlay. Maybe it was a different area. General? Log off. Locations L. Yeah, why is it open location menu? Maybe it was Shift L. They changed this interface. Is this a new update? Well, it is to Tuesday. Huh. I'm going to close this now. Locations window. You see. Locations. Let's try. Edit shortcut. So I switched it to the little tilde thingy there, if I remember. Okay. Okay, be careful today. Um, I know that the L hotkey used to be the default L hotkey used to bring up the little window here. You actually have, now they have it bringing up the locations um, safe spots that you can have, which I used to pull up under people, just pull it up as a menu. So I'll have to reset that because I really don't use this that much. I use this a lot more and I want it to be on L. So we'll go ahead and fix that. Um, don't like that. What else have they changed without telling me? I got to be a little bit careful today. Uh, maybe I shouldn't be getting in any fights today. Location. So this was the new one. This used to be in the local location spot. So I'm going to clear that shortcut and then clear that shortcut. And then I want this to be, this is one of my most used ones that I do, and I don't really feel like my brain doesn't function well enough to actually do this. So to make changes, Bill don't like changes, Planet Head, whatever my name is. Um, so it should be fixed now. There we go. Okay, local location. So that is new. That's a new name for that. Um, so now when I hit L, Shift L, it will open and close. Okay, so that's important. Control B is the hotkey for creating a save spot. I'm going to name this undock. Now there are no other stations in the system, so normally if there's an undock, like multiple stations that I want undocks for, I'll go ahead and name it, but since there's only one here, I just want to keep it simple. And then I'm going to keep it to save. So just to show you how this works, I've got my undock here. I'll go ahead and dock back up. And then I'll show you why I've chosen not this system, but this area as to how I want to maybe try out living out here in low-sec faction warfare space and what my kind of plans are for the near future. And then maybe we'll fly around a little bit. So I'm in station now. Now, let's say there's 5 people in station, maybe one of them, I don't know if anybody is outside wanting to kill me. If I was in a player-controlled station or a player station, I can actually pull up the outside view and see whether or not anybody is out there. But in a regular station, you can't see that. So, general rule, if you undock in EVE Online, you are consenting to PvP. That is one of there should be a 10 commandments of EVE. Maybe I'll make something like that. Um, even if you're in a 1.0 high-sec system, when you undock, you are consenting to PvP. I don't PvP. This is my first endeavors into PvP, or real endeavors into it, and it'll be a slow slog to get there. But so whenever I'm undocking here, I want to try to be as safe as possible because you're a sitting duck whenever you do that. Now, 99% of the time, not going to have an issue with this, especially if you've got nobody in local like I've got. But let's say you want to be super careful, you have expensive ships, that sort of thing. So, simplest thing to do is I've made that save spot. I'm going to undock, and once the save location comes up here, when you undock, you are invulnerable for, I think it's like 10 seconds. So I can just click warp, and boom, instantaneously I'm away 500 kilometers away. Now, people will tell you, and it's true, you need to update your save spots all the time. Um, I don't need to update this one because nobody's in system, so nobody saw me warp out there. And I'm sure no one out there watching this video would sit 582 kilometers outside the station waiting to kill me. Now, some of you might be sitting here going, dude, you have a cloak. Yeah, I've got a cloak. I could have cloaked up right there. That's nobody. This is just for in general. A lot of times you don't have a cloak. I've got a cloak. This is my cheetah. I built it a while ago. I love it. It's my exploration ship. It's my scouting ship. Um, it didn't take too long to scout into. So we'll take a look around here. So I'm just going to get rolling here a little bit. Um, So why am I choosing this area to start in? Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the last area that I do, but it's going to be a good start. Sorry about that. Um, so this is Dotland, obviously, and I'm going to go over something that a lot of people don't look at here, and it is the I've I've learned so much over the last 6 months messing around and making these videos because it's challenged me to learn different, not just ships to fly and weapons to use, but things to use that it challenges me to figure out different things. And the first one that I like to point out is how large is the system that you're in? Okay. Um, why is that important? Ooh, a second cosmic signature came up. Always keep your probe scanner. Oh, you guys can't see it here. Probe scanner. I think my fat head is over here. Long story short, while I was doing this video, there was only one cosmic signature. There's a second one here that might be scannable down. We'll figure that out later on. But one big thing that I look for is the size of the system that you're in. Anyone who does any real PvP knows how to directional scan. If you don't know how to use directional scan, oh, this is a new update over here. God, this is weird. Interesting. I'll have to go through the notes. So, uh, and your directional scan can get up to 14.3 AU. It's the size of your radius of everything that's around you. Aha! Celia Zadine. Let's see if Celia is an explorer and goes and gets one of these two sites. Um, so, uh, long story short, the larger the system, um, the safer you are. because, and I'll pull up the local map here, solar system map. There we go. So this is the map of the solar system here. And this right here is my directional scan bubble. How far out I can see. Notice how if I change the size of the bubble, it changes sizes. Now, you all probably know that. Strategically in my mind, and I never understood this 10 years ago when I used to play. I didn't understand. I used to just I used to think of Eve as a point and clicky type thing. And this is why I've gotten so into it over the last year or so, or one of the reasons. It is a lot more strategic if you want to do the strategic side of it. Let's say I come into system through this gate here. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and warp within 100. Okay, I'm going to be outside of the gate. Now, you know and I know that I'm currently at this station. Now, over here, there's a couple planets. I'm a planet, a couple moons, the station, the only station that's here, um, or a combat site. So let's say I wanted to do a couple things here. Um, if somebody were to come in through this gate, and we can hover over them, notice how over here there's another gate there's two more gates over here. If I just hover over here, it will point them out. Notice how things are kind of changing. If somebody comes through the gate, they can only see with their directional scanner this far. That's how they would see that I'm in a specific ship. This is how I live in Stain a lot, without a cloak, because I know I have some time. Let's say I'm down here doing this combat site. Now, if somebody comes in system, there's three ways in my mind that they can come into system. They could either come into system through a gate, which would be either one of these. They could come in through a wormhole, which would be one of these two little nuggets. So these two red X's, if either one of them is a wormhole. So you check that one and you check that one. So obviously on those two options, they would not be able to see me. Let's say I wanted to do this combat site, or I wanted to run mine out here. I would know that I'm a little bit, they can't see me um, right off the bat. They would actually have to fly to an area to possibly see me. So let's say they came through this gate, they would actually have to fly all the way over to here and then directional scan to see if I'm there. So I would have that amount of time to keep an eye out on my local and know where they're at. So knowing your terrain is very important. Now, I'm just wondering here. Okay. Um, that's why you see a lot of time, and this is a very large system. How do I know that? Uh, and this is why I'm liking this system as a possible uh, like a lean-to, a time base. In Dotland right here, it will tell me um, if I go to the uh, map info layers, I can come down here and look at the size of the systems. Like let's just say I put on security. This will tell me the amount of security that's in each one of them. That's a big option. Um, but if I want to just take a look around, this is what I actually did yesterday. The first thing I looked for was larger systems. Because I want to know the terrain and I want the ability to be able to rat in certain areas and kill things, NPCs, to melt their stuff down so that I could then make more ships to get blown up in. So if you notice here, Syracuse, one of the largest systems in this whole region. Whereas if we go, and we'll go right over to it, we'll go to Ebelfer. So, let's just jump on through. Oh, oh wait, we'll warp to my safe spot. I love Cheetah. It's so freaking fast. Um, and I'll show you the difference between the two. But that's why knowing your terrain is so important. Um, in knowing where those jump points. Now there is a third way that somebody could come in. They could have a station. Well, there's actually it's kind of a combination. They could actually log in at like at the station, like I just did to start today. Um, jump, jump. So they could actually not come through the gates, but it's really like a 5 or a 10% chance that that were to happen. The only other thing that they could do is, and I might be wrong with this, is they could just log off in space, which I do all the time. So if somebody's out there wanting to hunt you and kill you, that's what could happen. And that's where it's really dangerous out in wormhole space. Um, so once again, when you undock, you are consenting to PvP. I am consenting to die every time I undock. Okay, so I'll just use this as an example. We have just come through into Ebel 4. Remember on my map it was a lot smaller. Um, so all of these spots here that are under 14.3 AU, I can do a directional scanning, and I can see all this stuff, but I cannot see if this guy is in any one of these. I can't see if he's there or there or there or there. And there's one other person in the system. Um, the other thing I like to do, you probably see me do this 1,000 times, is wow, they really did do an update here. Save one. What I'm doing right now is just creating a random save spot. Cloak it up. Now, I really don't have to worry about that too much being in a cloaky ship, but it's good practice. So now I have a random save spot that I can hang out at. A lot of different things that you can do, but this is a nice little update I like here. So if you're hovering over these, now the asteroid belt here hasn't changed, but the planets, it actually tells me right here all of the different planet types. Didn't used to have that until today. I know it wasn't there yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Um, Okay, so it's got Stargate. The Stargates give you a little bit more information. It's got point 2, point 3. That's pretty cool. Um, anomalies, large outpost. Wow. Okay, so I like this. I like this little update here. I'm pretty impressed. Pretty impressed. I like it when they do um, lifestyle updates. Things that upgrade your experience. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with this so far. I'm still Please be careful out there. As you saw, my one little shortcut got changed, the default. Maybe that's why you don't use defaults. You make your own. Um, but so be careful. Make sure all of your regular ones, I don't know, returning drones, attacking, firing, make sure you get those before you go out in PvP today. So what's the other reasons why I've chosen this area? And this kind of goes into the comment that was brought up yesterday. I actually said yesterday I like to, uh, I never, I need to be very clear with this. And I replied to the guy, I use the autopilot to show my navigation. I don't actually autopilot. I don't use the act of autopiloting. I just use the ability to see a route to some places, see where a general feel for where I am. So whenever I choose autopilot here and I choose safer, let's say I want to go to Rennes. Okay. And then it's 6 jumps away because I've got the autopilot on there. Set destination. And then if I go into the map, map it up, it will give me a general route from where I'm at here down that way. Does that mean that I'm going to be flying using autopilot? No. Does it mean I'm going to be using this route? No. What it means is I would like to just know a general idea of how far away I am so that I can get there. Now, this is also is important for the second part of it, and that's where I'm mapping out where I want to choose to fly. When you do autopilot and you do faster or safer, pretty much most people use the faster part of it. Well, getting from point A to point B, they're going to have a route, or even if they just do it with their own brains, they're going to try to figure out the fastest way to get from point A to point B. So you're going to see more traffic going through there, through that area. Um, and so whenever I came in here, I came through Dahl right here. Let's say I want to go from Dahl to Harar, or Dahl to Heck, actually is a better one. I did not know Heck was that close. Interesting. Okay. Um, yeah, because Heck is one of your uh, uh, while Rennes, the Dixie, Cheetah, and Amar are your major trade hubs, Heck is actually a minor trade hub, which is almost on the same size as Rennes, if I remember correctly, and those things have changed. So that is a major thoroughfare that you might want to go through. So let's say somebody came through Dahl and they want to go get to Heck. They're going to go the fastest way to get there. They're going to go Hollifleland, whatever, as your first right through there. Strategically, if I'm looking for a place to live and rat and do things, I don't want to be on this route because I'm going to constantly be having people come into local, leave local, come into local, leave local, come into local, try to kill me, leave local. I don't want to be on a main thoroughfare. It does not hurt to be just off of a main thoroughfare. My actual house in the real world, I can throw a rock and hit the route that I live near, but nobody goes up and down my road. Um, well, some people do. It's a very quiet little area on top of a hill. And I think of this as very something similar. I just came up with that. I'm very proud with that. I just took Eve and put it into real world scenario. My house is a piece of junk, similar to my setup here in Syracuse, or Ortram, or one of the other ones. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by the traffic. So let's say Dahl, and then you've got Holfen, down, um, Hof, Hofjaldgund, Hof, Hofjaldgund, Hof, doesn't matter. So notice here, there's a decent number of jumps coming through here. 25. Um, lowest point is at 5. Top point is at 25 and 20. Yesterday was a Monday, so it'd be pretty slow. But the next one that's important here is Esser, because a lot of people will be flying through Esser. That should be higher. Yep, notice we're up to 50, over 100. I haven't pre-looked at these. It's just the way they are. So you're talking about anywhere. The lowest is 25 per hour. That's 25 people going in and out of system. Well, I guess it'd be like 12 because they would go in and then leave, so that would be 2 jumps. I think that's how they do it. But you've still got like 4 times as much traffic as Esther. Notice here, ship kills, pod kills, blah, blah, blah. So, and then we'll come back here, Esther, and then they go up to Firstrom. Should be about the same, exactly. 50, 100, low of 25. So you're averaging on about a 50 jump thing. Now let's just check out the systems that are right on the sides of it. We're going to look at the one that I just was messing around with, Circular. We're right back down to 10, even as low as nothing. And remember, if you're living in an area, jumping from system to system, these jump numbers are going to be you jumping. Now there is some action here. There's some NPC kills here. There's a few pod kills, but a lot less. Literally half to maybe a quarter the number of jumps that come through. People that could be doing it are explorers. They could be just scouting out, trying to see who they can kill. Um, that sort of thing. But you're looking at a lot less action. Let's just check out a couple more here. On Torn? Is that it? On Torn? Yep, we're right down here. Look at this. 4, 4, 4. Now these are other things to look at. There is action going on here. This is the other part. I want to start building ships, cheap ships, to learn to do faction warfare. So this is kind of filling up this is why I'm kind of choosing this to start off with, this area. I can build some ships and get in some fights. Boom. Um, so that's another thing that I look for as far as the world, a strategy of what I want. Um, there are a lot more other things that I can get into as to I have actually thought about going up in this area here. Just go down here and we'll sovereignty. There we go. So this actually shows the faction warfare. There are other spots that I could try out here. Also, I could go back over to Heimatar and try that out. I'm saying that I'm going to try this for a little while, see how it works. But I do like this little constellation right here. It is kind of cool. I think I'm going to mess around in there for a little while. So that answers the whole autopilot thingy. I did say I want to bring up one other thing. It's actually a really good thing. I got a message in game yesterday from. Where's my. Sorry. Just want to make sure. Pulling up mail here. There we go. Cool. So this came in from. It was a recruitment email. Somebody watched my video. That's cool. And he said this was from Bit From Behind. Bit From Behind is a member of Fusion Enterprise Limited, the Pandemic Horde. And he brings up a very good point. Um, been watching your videos here. Great content so far. Blah blah blah. You know, thank you. Um, I do notice your solitary playstyle, however, and would suggest that you join a corp. MMOs, especially EVE, are social experiences. Um, and being in an active group can be a game changer. No pun intended. I like that. So he asked if I was interested in joining the corp. I have no issue with this whatsoever. I replied to him and said, basically, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but it's not what I'm looking for right now. Um, I actually, when I used to play 8, 10 years ago, was part of two large groups. Um, uh, Requiem Eternal, but before that, Alexander. I wasn't part of Requiem Eternal for very long before I actually quit playing. Nothing wrong with Requiem Eternal. It was more on a personal note. Um, and I really liked it. I appreciate his offer. I've talked to a few other people in the past. You'll always get recruitment emails, and I would suggest to almost any new player, if you want to be social and join groups. And this fellow seemed like a pretty cool guy. Obviously, he's a recruiter for them and for the Pandemic Horde. I would say do your research. Pandemic Horde is one of the largest alliances that's out there. They do go to wars, so if you do join a group, you may make people who don't like you, but you're going to grow. When I played 8, 10 years ago, I learned so much. You don't have to be vocal at all. I learned more. Um, I remember I played on my own for probably 6 months to a year, and then I got onto the comms, and I was a minor at the time. Hmm, that was painful for me to say. Um, uh, Within the first day to 2 days of me just listening to the comms and people talking, um, I learned so much just from the interaction. I didn't say hardly anything other than "Hello, I'm so and so." So I would suggest to you if you want to join an alliance or a corporation or something like that, there are a lot of different things. Please do that. It is not something that I'm 100% looking toward doing right now. I like what I'm doing. I've been doing it for about a year now. I've grown the Discord channel. If you want to talk to us on the Discord channel, it is in the description of the vid. Uh, we also have our chat channel down here. Um, Five Bones. Long story short, uh, I've enjoyed the way I've been playing, and as long as you're having fun, that's awesome. The intent of my videos, and I actually said this to him, was my main goal is to learn to make vids and also to promote you in a positive way that I can, uh, that I call beta players, not noobs. So basically, my videos are kind of, ooh, we got another cosmic signature. We're up to 3 now. There were 2 in the other one, but this one just popped up. When you're an explorer, you keep an eye out for stuff like that because you want to be the first one to get there. Uh, but my idea for these videos and things are to take that person who's maybe been playing for a month and likes the game, but they're unsure as to where to go, and kind of throw out all sorts of different options. And this is an option. My gameplay style is to hang out on my own and try to do weird things. And if you want to do that, it's great. But if you want a group or these big fleet battles or you want a mining group, things like that, um, then I would suggest joining a corporation. If you want to join Pandemic Horde or something like that, please do. So I want to keep this one a little bit short because I got some stuff to. Well, it really isn't short. I think I talked a lot. My next goals are I found the system that I kind of want to start off with. One of these 4 that's in this area. Um, I need to go get some blueprints, some BPOs, very cheap. Another guy actually brought up that he flies a Loki. A Loki is a tier 3 ship, great ship. And I replied to him and I said, that's a little bit above my pay scale right now. It's not what I'm looking for. It's a great ship to fly. I am going to work toward that. It's a cruiser. I'm focused on Minmatar, destroyers, and frigates for the next foreseeable future. And you'll understand over the next couple videos. Um, but my goal is to get those out here and go super basic, lose some ships, learn the muscle and brain memory of being able to fly different things and be set up. Maybe I'll do videos on how to set up your stuff down here. I've gotten some really good input in the past, doing hotkeys, directional scanning, that sort of thing. Ultimate part of it too is I'm getting involved in the new uprising, the new storyline stuff that's going on. So this should be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. So, but I'm getting hungry, and I need to make some more coffee. And then I got some work to do outside. It's gonna be nice out. So, hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however you want. Have a good one.